Ichigo is him. In fact, you can refer to him as Himchigo Kurosaki because he is him. But what does it mean to be him? Well, according to the Urban Dictionary, he's him is defined as a person who describes themselves or someone who has that dog in him. Now, by that definition, Ichigo is indeed him. And in this video, I will provide examples of why Ichigo is indeed him. But before we get into the rest of the video, make sure to get Tensho that like button and share the video. Also, elbow drop that subscribe button. Thank you. Bleach's Soul Society arc provided some of Ichigo's best moments within the entire series. One of Ichigo's most epic moments within the arc is against the captain of the 11th Division, the Beast Incarnate Kenpachi Zaraki. Now, if we are being realistic, Ichigo should not have beaten Kenpachi. Kenpachi at the time was the strongest captain within the 13 Court Guard squad, and Ichigo, while strong, was not on his level. From the very start of the fight, Kenpachi was in control. He was decimating Ichigo, and he had Ichigo running for his life. But it wasn't until Ichigo got locked in and decided to fight back, and he did very well fighting back. That was until Kenpachi got bored and killed Ichigo. But you know it's cool, Ichigo had a talk with his sword and decided to come back to life. As the fight escalated, Kenpachi removed his eye patch, unleashing his full power, and Ichigo launched his final attack with all of his strength and picks up the dub. Despite the odds being stacked against him, Ichigo was able to do the impossible and defeat the Beast Incarnate Kenpachi Zaraki. Now, was this because of plot armor? Probably, but Ichigo still defeated a captain. Not just a captain, but the strongest captain of the 13 Court Guard squad. And why? Because Ichigo is him. He is that guy. He is him. During the Soul Society arc, Ichigo trained with Yoruichi to learn Bankai so that way he is able to defeat Captain Byakuya Kuchiki. Now, Bankai is a technique that is often referred to as being extremely difficult to master, as it usually takes a Soul Reaper at least 10 years to master. But despite that, this man Ichigo learned Bankai in only 3 days. Obtaining Bankai is already an impressive feat alone, but learning it in only 3 days is nothing short of remarkable. Moments like this put you to the test to see if you can be more than what you are. Moments like these transform men into him. And after this moment, Ichigo has not only passed the test, but he has indeed become him. After doing the impossible of learning Bankai in only 3 days, Ichigo would proceed to face off with Captain Byakuya Kuchiki. Prior to this arc, Byakuya defeated Ichigo in the blink of an eye, absolutely humiliating Ichigo. But now things have changed. Ichigo has become stronger. He has achieved Bankai, but despite how far Ichigo has come, despite how much stronger he has gotten, Byakuya wasn't going to be a pushover. He'll be the strongest opponent Ichigo has faced at this point. But that didn't bother Ichigo. He wasn't bothered, not one bit, and why should he? He's already defeated a captain. What's one more? And during the fight with Byakuya, Ichigo was determined to make Byakuya use his Bankai. Byakuya was reluctant at first, but after Ichigo hit him with a Getsuga Tensho, he finally caved in. He finally unleashed his Bankai, and that is where the real fight began. Ichigo popped Bankai and had Byakuya so shook that he believed Ichigo's Bankai was fake. But oh no, it wasn't. It was a very real Bankai, and Byakuya was gonna know the full extent of its power. The fight continued and it became intense. They traded strikes, going blow for blow, and fought so hard that they couldn't move their bodies. So they both had a mutual agreement to end this fight in one final attack. And after their final attacks collided, Byakuya fled the battlefield while Ichigo remained standing. It was not only a hard fought and impressive victory by Ichigo, but he made his opponent, a captain, flee in fear. Let me repeat myself. Ichigo had a captain running away. Ladies and gentlemen, that right there is what we like to call a he's him moment. Because it's one thing to defeat your opponent, but it's an entirely different level to have your opponent running away in fear. Ichigo is indeed him. This next moment might be Ichigo's biggest flex, not because it's the most badass, but because it's the most human. Because Ichigo was able to find the love of his life in Orihime. Humans are social creatures. We want to be loved and desired. We want to seek lifelong partners in order to grow old together, and Ichigo found that in Orihime. And you know, there's something magical about watching your favorite characters age and experience life. It's like it brings us closer to these characters. But what makes it even better is that Ichigo and Orihime have started their own family with a beautiful son. And of course, Ichigo is married to the absolutely stunning, kind, and compassionate Orihime. Most people will say that she is the ideal woman. Plus, she has those massive, beautiful tickle bitties, and I just want to. I think it's about time we talk about Ichigo's biggest moment, defeating Sosuke Aizen. In his most powerful form, Ichigo confronts Aizen, ready to stop the former captain once and for all. But before the fight starts, Ichigo kindly asks Aizen to move the fight somewhere else. But Aizen didn't really want to do that and refused to leave. So Ichigo, being the dog that he is, grabbed Aizen by the face and dragged him to a new location to fight. That's already savage, but we're just getting started. Ichigo then proceeds to go blow for blow with Aizen until Ichigo decides to just grab Aizen's sword with his bare hands. And Aizen, absolutely shook, jumps back, tries to trap Ichigo in a Kido, and then Ichigo just proceeds to destroy Aizen's Kido with a single hand swipe, and then cutting Aizen for good measure. The almighty Sosuke Aizen, the man who defeated everyone in the Soul Society, was getting bullied by Ichigo, was getting dominated by Ichigo. Aizen tried fighting back, he tried powering up, but Ichigo once again sits Aizen back down with a devastating final Getsuga Tensho. The impossible was just done. Ichigo has just defeated Aizen, a man who was born with the will to usurp God and rule. Wait, usurp, but what does that mean? It's defined as to take the place of. You know, that fits Aizen very well. So basically, Ichigo defeated a being who was capable of defeating God. And not many characters can say they defeated God, which is why I made this video. Ichigo is special. Ichigo is elite. Ichigo is the guy. And if you take anything away from this video, just remember that the substitute Soul Reaper, Ichigo Kurosaki, is him.